We are kicking off Weed Week here on Fast Money with one analyst who says a cannabis beauty boom is coming. Jefferies is betting that the CBD beauty market will reach $25 billion in the next 10 years. That is a hefty 15% of the global skincare market. We've got Stephanie Wissink of Jefferies with us on set. Stephanie, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Is there proof that this stuff works? I spoke to the former FDA Commissioner Scott Gottlieb last week, and he said the science isn't quite there in terms of some of the claims that might be made when it comes to CBD products, anti-wrinkle, anti-aging, things like that. Does that matter in your estimates?
Well, the beauty of beauty is that it doesn't have to matter necessarily. It is a bit of magic potion in a bottle, and we know that some is scientifically validated, but not all. So I think to the degree that consumers are willing to give it a try and accept it, it could become something more meaningful more quickly.
How much, though, should be in the valuation for the possibility that science will show that there are some shortcomings to CBD? He mentioned cumulative effect. So if you're ingesting CBD and putting it on your body, there isn't much research out there to show if you apply it in many different ways what the cumulative impact will be on your health.
Yeah, that's something that we've started to look into more extensively, is what if it's not just beauty, but what if it's part of a broader lifestyle? So you may not be getting too much in your beauty product, but if you're consuming it in a vitamin, if you're using it in some other sorts of creams or products, or you may be even drinking it in a beverage, that maybe the cumulative effect or kind of the layering effect might be too much. If it's just an isolated beauty product, and right now the majority of products on the market are hemp based, so it's very, very low grade or even no grade THC. So once we get into the true CBD side of beauty, I think it's going to be something that more and more people are going to think about, is this kind of layering effect of how much I'm taking in.
Stephanie, welcome. By the way, this is the second annual Weed Week on Fast Money, so great to have you to kick it off. And it seems like the natural next question is what's going on with the multinationals, whether it's L'Oreal or Estee Lauder or LVMH, or how do you anticipate these folks who will move the needle in terms of the valuation of the industry? What's their strategy? Yeah,
it's twofold right now. Now it's experimenting with some products within their core brands. And we see this at retail already. You'll see a 1 or 2 SKU promotional package around some hemp-infused products. So they're really testing, flirting with the idea to see how consumers respond to it. And eventually, if it becomes serious enough, it's going to be an M&A strategy. That's what we've seen with multiple other areas of beauty, is you test it, you validate it, and then ultimately, if you're committed to it, you go after one of the emerging brands that's really dedicated to it.
So we all know that THC products are the real deal. There are a lot of regulatory issues. To me, it seems like CBD and hemp is just like vaporware. Do you know what I'm saying? That we'll look back and say, it was nothing. It was just marketing. Is there a strong potential that that's the case in a few years?
I think it depends on how it develops medicinally. Ultimately, if we do see the pharmaceutical side validate the ultimate science, you're going to see the beauty companies adopt some of those same claims. And whether it's vapor or smoke and mirrors, or whether it is actually legitimate, I think it's ultimately going to be something that we follow in the beauty industry from the pharmaceutical industry versus staking science and claims in beauty first. Very much of a drafting effect off of what happens more broadly in the more medicinal and clinical areas.
Do you have any pairings in mind when you're talking about, large multinational or international beauty brands and what they should buy?
Well, I think part of this comes down to where it starts. So right now, it's really the retailers. That's the best way to get exposure if this is an emerging trend. And we're thinking of this as an emerging trend in beauty, like we saw with K-beauty or mineral. It's starting. We're starting to see some consumer acceptance and curiosity. The social and search trends have been rising quite significantly. So there's interest. Whether there's commitment just yet on the part of the big multinationals, we haven't seen any M&A activity. But it's something we're watching very closely. It's something that seems, when it happens fast. And so we know that there are many private companies kind of staging themselves, multi-SKU presentations at retails to be ready for when that happens.